I will at least record what we're doing here.
Okay.
So it's no big deal. We don't have to keep going, but since you've asked a question, let me answer it.
Okay.
uh, so the difficulty is that let me get there. We're getting to on 6. We've gotten to our hands up towards the center of the top of the ball. And because this is the energy of Lié split, which is single whip, which it, in different forms appears in different ways. In the Yang style, it's like this. In the Wu style, it's like this, and that's closer to what we're actually trying to reach here. Is more like the Wu style of single whip. So when you get to 6 here, the movements of the arms are not very great, but the body's still the same. 7 is rotate and shift forward, and 8 is rotate. So those two movements of the body don't change. It's just the
Okay.
arms don't move as much.
All
So
right.
we get to 6 and it becomes 7, 8, so that we end in this position.
Now, with 7, are you coming forward?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. All right.
So this is just the same as it's the same as when we do the walk. It would be 6, 7, 8. Um, so the movement from the qua down doesn't change.
Yeah.
We've just added 7, 8,
Okay.
and then it's tran, shifting back and turning right, zishin, turning left, and then you're ready to
Yeah.
go into the next one.
Yeah. Okay.
Did,
Yeah, that's the part that yeah, the movements are so small. I'm saying, Jesus, I must be missing something.
probably you weren't missing anything.
Maybe.
They are small. That's
Yeah.
exactly right. Um, whoops, that wasn't what I meant to do. um, yeah, the, it's kind of interesting when you look at these various stages of the development of this practice. Um, the walk teaches us what we're doing from the qua down. And actually, when we just do the dynamic sphere, we're not shifting. Oh, we are shifting, but we aren't walking. We're learning what we're basically doing from the qua up. And then when we go to the single arm, we're still doing principally Jin, but walking. But when you go to the double arm, we've begun to make the transition into doing the form. And we're doing, yes, we're doing Jin, but we're now thinking in terms of the application energies which are going to appear in the form. So what we do in the double arm is not the same thing we do in the single arm because it's a more it's a step forward.
Okay.
Did that confuse you?
No, no, but I remember I had another question. On
Oh,
the double arm, uh, when you're coming, the second phase where you're coming like this, can with your
uh-huh.
hands like this, when you put them off to the right, um, how wide apart are your hands?
About the width of your side channels.
Oh, okay, okay.
So,
Because
oh, go ahead.
um, I was doing it wider and it didn't feel comfortable.
Yeah. So one of the difficulties when we're doing the double arm is that the concept, of course, is that we are working with two spheres, but those spheres are not frozen in relation to each other. They are frozen in the sense that they remain centered in front of our body, but they move back and forth a bit because our arms aren't long enough to keep them fully separated. If you understand, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Um, if we were orangutans, maybe we could,
Oh
but
my God. I was just gonna say, we'd have to be orangutan.
great minds.
Yeah, we had the same word. I'll be darned. Yeah, I think those are the two parts that I wasn't too sure of.
Yeah,
I mean, I do them, well, what, maybe 15 feet. And, I'll do the single arm maybe 6 or 7 times, and then I'll do the double arm the same. But it's just not enough. I'm not doing as much as I should. And the other thing that's very difficult is standing and then going out into your at the beginning, your
yeah,
feet so far apart. I don't take the time to, I don't know, maybe relax is the wrong word, but all I can remember is that over in China, some groups just stand for a whole year. And
that doesn't mean you should.
oh, okay.
One of the things about, I mean, the standing practices can be very important and very useful. It can also be done seated.
Hmm, really?
Yeah. It's not the same, it's not identical. Um, if you're doing, if you're just standing in one position or just sitting in one position, it's pretty much, it can be pretty equal. Um, but as soon as you, of course, add movement, your movements have to be much smaller when you're seated because you have less movement from the quad when you're seated than you do when you're standing.
Right.
So it's not inconceivable to do um, these a lot of these things seated. Um,
Okay. Um, the one where, and then the other arm.
Yeah.
Um, I can remember you saying you can do it with small movements,
Mm-hmm.
or you could do it with large movements. And I'm trying to remember, are the small movements where you don't uh, you don't move your arm, you move your arm with your body.
You're always moving your arm with your body.
Yeah, but if you have something that's up high,
Yeah.
I, I'm not at a point yet where I can make the energy move that arm up.
Um, it's a good point, actually. Um, so initially, you're talking about doing the basic dynamic sphere, I'm thinking.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, initially, you begin thinking about it as a physical movement.
okay.
So that's where we all begin. Years ago, I just did this using my muscles, which is what I'm doing right at the moment.
Yeah,
Okay.
I recognize it.
Um, and you get a little bit of movement of the energy out of that. But but you're right. Eventually, you want to begin to move more with the energy and by the energy, and that's what can I say? That just really is practice and developing your feeling awareness of what's happening in your body. And if you feel like you want to work just on doing it with the energy, and that doesn't mean the body doesn't move. The body has to also move, but you can simply do this here. Much smaller movements. And you can begin, maybe that would help you to begin to feel the movement of the energy and the movement by the energy.
Yeah, one of the things, and I've decided to stop worrying about it, is that when we were doing all that energy stuff, making it move from your head down in your feet,
Uh huh.
stuff like that, out to your arms. Uh, I never got that, and I guess I've kind of decided I'll just keep going and see if I can get it, you know, because I'm not so sure there's any practice that I can do um, moving the energy.
Well, um, actually, that's another whole class
Listen,
called
I'm
phys-
just a little while longer because I want you to be. You can take a nap after I'm gone. Uh,
Listen, I do take naps almost every day, Bill. I have accepted that that's me.
that's the acceptance is tough with a lot of things we do
Yes. Yes, it is.
or don't do, I guess.
So, um, thinking about the movement energy, you cannot usually. There are, I suppose, exceptions to this, but generally speaking, people don't just start out by feeling full energy flow throughout their body from top to bottom and out to the fingertips and all over. Um, so you really have to work just on developing first the flows that are easiest, which is getting the sense of the energy moving just in and out of the fingers or hands. Because I'm sure you have some feeling of the energy in your hands.
Yes.
And if you just open to that, even if it's just what you feel at Laogon, um, you can just by beginning to bend and extend, you can begin to feel a difference in that energy. If only it's a sense that there's a little pulsing in your palm at Laogon. And you can do both hands at once if you want, or you can do them one at a time. But that's the first step. You're just feeling, so you know that you have um, a, an awareness of the energy. You can feel that it's moving, and that simple exercise allows you to work on feeling the fingers bend and the wrist bend a tiny bit, and the elbow bends and the shoulder bends, and then they all extend. And you just keep the elbow down. That's one of the things. You have kind of a tendency to lift your elbow.
Yeah.
The more you keep the elbow down, the easier it is to get the energy to move through the arm. So um, you just do very, very gentle, and you can do this sitting down. This doesn't have to be done standing. I'm doing it standing, and I'm also bending my legs too, but you can just do the arms seated. This is a practice you can just do seated, and find the pace that works for you. You know, for some people, there is a tendency to go too fast with things like that.
Yeah.
And so sometimes it's really important to slow down and just let yourself feel. And so you start out and you're just you feel what's happening in the palm, and then you focus on maybe feeling it go out to the fingertips and come back to the palm. And then you can get it to move through the wrist when you after you feel that. So you just have to go one step at a time because it doesn't just all happen at once.
Darn it.
I know, darn it, indeed. Uh, um, we're back to acceptance again.
Yes, we are.
So it really is just practice.
Yeah.
Um, and discovering that you can just get it to move through, one part at a time.
Oh, yes, that would really be something. Because, I don't feel the energy all the time uh, in my hands. Uh, that's the place when I feel it, that's where it is.
Yeah. Well, that's where we feel it most easily.
Yeah.
Um, and of course, the legs and the torso are much more difficult to feel that. That's not, you know, that everybody has that issue, or almost everybody, I think.
Yeah.
Um, the I don't think we've ever worked on energy gates uh, in your class, have you? I don't remember that.
It kind of rings a bell.
Uh, Cloud
I was
hands, three swings, Taoist spine stretch. That's all.
no, no, we haven't done it.
Yeah, it's a. I mean, that's a. it. It's another, training that takes a couple of years, but it's a wonderful qigong, which really opens up feeling the energy. Um, that's but you know we can't we it's hard to do everything.
Yes,
And that's a practice. Actually, that's again a lot of stuff on the feet.
yeah,
Can be done seated, but um,
yeah. You know, I think standing is not too bad. As a matter of fact, when I do the Tai Chi, I'm not. Um, I don't get exhausted doing it.
uh-huh.
The only thing that bothers me are my, trapezius muscles.
Yeah.
And I'm working on that. I found I found when I went into, I don't know, maybe it was YouTube, how you can massage them and how you can uh, lengthen them out.
Well, yeah, I mean that's an indication certainly of tension.
Oh gosh, yeah. I find, yeah, my shoulders go up immediately. I mean, something, oh my God, what's that? I don't even have to move the rest of my body. They go up. It's,
Nope.
uh, you think I'd have trapezius muscles up to here.
Well, actually, you do, because
Oh, it does go up. Yeah, the
right, you
neck.
feel it up to there,
Yeah, yeah,
even
yeah,
though they don't quite go all the way up there. But that's all connected. That's the thing that you discover um, when you really get into things like that is how much that muscle is connected to all the rest of the muscles in your body. um,
mm,
which is why we place so much importance in Tai Chi and Qigong on learning how to let go and not be tense nor limp. Finding that
yeah,
in
yeah.
between place, and then your shoulders don't hurt all the time. Only when you forget.
I think I do it in my sleep.
Well, that could be.
Yeah, that's this has been a big help. I've got the questions in that I wanted to ask.
Oh, good. Anything else you'd like to pursue since you're here?
Um, well, I don't know what to call all these damn things because I never pay any attention to the name.
Uh-huh.
and uh, which is not good. I'm trying to think which I know. You know, when you go one, two, three, you move your foot.
Yep.
Four, you start going forward. Five, you're still going forward. And then there's six.
Yeah.
And I guess the leg moves as the body turns on at the end of five, I guess just before you go to six.
So yeah, as you so you might remember that I used to say 5A and 5B.
Yes.
So 5A is the rotation and shift to 100% on the
Right.
forward foot, whichever one it
Yeah.
is.
Right. Yeah.
And 5B is rotating in the direction of that foot while maintaining your weight 100% on it. And then 6 is rotating an empty step forward for your bow stance.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Do you want me to show you what I mean? What I'm saying?
Yeah. Please. Yeah. Please.
So take the arms out of all of this. So 1, 2, 3. So now we have 4, 5A, 5B, turning in the direction of that right foot, and 6 is a slight turn in order to place that left foot empty,
Yep.
and then 7, 8. That's what we're doing in the walk.
Right. Yeah.
That's before um, we've added everything else. So we have
Right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up to 5B, 6, 7, 8. So 5 has two parts, but we do it just as one count. So it's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5A, 5B, 6. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5A, 5B, 6.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And I only do the 5A, 5B so that we learn how to make that movement, because that's what happens in a lot of postures in the form. Not only this little short form, um, where we have, in effect, this is like 5A and 5B.
Hmm. Okay.
Or in here we have when we go to here 5A, 5B. We don't
Yeah.
have any rotation in there, but it's in effect it's the same thing. This was just the way Master Joe, um, developed a way for us to learn how to make those movements. I mean, in the long form or shorter long form, not this eight posture form is has some subtle differences, but in the regular forms as he taught them, most of the time you shift forward and then rotate, which is exactly what we're doing there. And there are several different variations on that, in that sometimes you only shift to 60% and then rotate. Sometimes you shift to 100% and rotate and step. Um, it depends what the posture is.
Okay, so 4, you're moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
5, 5A, you got your weight all the way on the way we're doing on your right foot. And
Right.
5, you're starting to move with the turn of the body, you're starting to move the leg. And then when you put it down, that's 6.
Yep.
Okay.
So if let me do. Let's see if I can. Oh, that doesn't get me any. I was trying to get closer to my feet.
It's perfect, David.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So we do 3. So we've got 4, 5A, 5B, 6, 7, 8.
Right.
Is that
Yes.
clear?
Yeah, do it once more, please.
Sure. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5A, 5B, 6, 7, 8. That's in the walk.
Okay. Yep.
If you're, since we're really thinking about this in the, for instance, in the double arm, then we start back here, and it's 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5A, 5B, 6, 7, 8, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5A, 5B, 6, 7, 8.
Okay.
Did that clarify
Yep.
that?
Yeah, that was good.
Good.
I think that's about it. This has been very helpful.
Oh, good. I'm glad it's helpful. I
Yeah.
did record it so I can send it out to you.
Oh, that would be good.
Yeah, then you could refer back.
Okay. All right. So uh, you're off duty.
Well, I may just tell you because you'll see it when you look at it. I think I will do a bit on the bending and extending in the form, um, because I know that's, since we've gone ahead and um, done some of this, I know that that's something that Dave was interested in and I
Yep.
had promised last class that I would get into it this time. So
Okay.
I'm going to break that down and um, hope it'll be good for you too. But
Oh gosh, yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
just so you know what I'm doing, you don't have to hang around. I'll just record it and send it to you.
Okay. All right.
Great. It's good to see you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Hope you feel a little better.
I hope so too. We're gonna try going on the treadmill tomorrow.
Uh
Just
huh.
to, I have to get started. You know, we joined the gym, and so now the idea is to go and use the equipment.
Yeah.
So, you know, for me, it's the treadmill and what do you call it, recumbent bike.
Uh huh.
Um, that helps my hip too, beside the endurance. So
Good.
I think I just have to work my endurance back up.
Yeah. That happens kind of in the winter where we don't get as much walking in.
Yeah, like zero.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah,
And I know I won't see you guys tomorrow.
no, no.
So have a nice luncheon.
Thank you, thank you. You know, this class, the class tomorrow used to be in the morning,
Uh-huh.
and so we were okay with AARP. It's only once a month, but you know, we were okay with those meetings. And then I can't remember how it happened, but we changed it to 1 o'clock.
Well,
And
I had another class that I was trying to fit in somewhere,
okay,
and so I had asked you guys if it was okay if you came at one, and everybody said yes, so I changed it.
yeah,
But you do have this AARP luncheon.
yeah, tomorrow.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that is a good organization I belong to, and
they're very helpful.
yeah.
A lot of stuff. I read a lot of stuff that they send out,
Oh yeah.
especially on the computer.
Uh-huh.
They're always sending something, including the 10 best movies for adults this year. So whatever. They throw that in every once
Oh,
in a while.
whoopee.
All right.
All right, take care.
Okay, you too.
All right, will do.
Okay, how do I get out of here?
So, as I said, uh, Dave, I'm going to um, go through the form a couple of times at least, um, thinking about bending and stretching in each posture, and just that begins to uh, work on some of these elements in the form itself. So that can help in terms of the movement of the energy and also in terms of the shape of the flow. So um, we'll just do it. And I think um, maybe I'll start um, sideways first, and then I'll do it facing the camera, and maybe I'll turn around and do it going the other way so you see the other side. So Clearly, there is a bending as you begin to go into the step out, and then there is an extending into center, and then a bending as you turn the leg and begin to shift. And step, and the shift forward is still, to a certain extent, bending, but it's beginning, things are beginning to rise. And then the extension really comes with the rotation. Then roll back. That first movement is actually a continuing to extend and then to bend in. And then as you turn, you're bending in even further. And as you start to go forward, going down, you extend out and then bend in and then extend out. So there's a lot of movement in on, push downward. And you have actually two push downwards there. So when we flow through that, we're bending and extending and bending and extending. So they just come 1, 2, 1, 2, or depending how fast you go. So the slower you go, the more time you have to do that posture, of course. And then as you shift forward, you're beginning to bend in and then step, right, David? Step. And here, right as you are shifting, you are still continuing to very subtly bend inward. And then with the twist step, you extend out. It's a fairly subtle movement. In the end, more energetic than physical. And then you shift forward, and here you are beginning to bend in, and you're bending in all the way through both steps, and then extending out as you shift forward. Rotate and shift forward. Then going into needle, the first movement is an extension, continuing, but now you're bending, and very counterintuitively continuing to bend in as you come up and then extend as you come down. So I'm gonna do that one again. So with needle at sea bottom, you shift forward, and this first is an extension, and then you bend in and continue bending as you come up, and then extend as you go down. Boom. And then going into elbow, you bend in. As you shift forward, you extend. And obviously that's very subtle, largely energy, but there are some definite movements in the The scapula and the shoulder open, and there is a slight movement there. And also the palm extends as it sends energy through into the left arm. So we've completed needle here, and you have bend and extend. And then shifting on to the left and bending in, step, and extend out through the U. And then we bend, coming back in, and we're ready to go back to extend and to ward off right. So, if I turn this towards you, we'll start. So since it's afternoon, we step out with the left. In the morning, you step out with the right. So when you begin, you're bending and step, extend into center, bend as you rotate and step forward, and then extend into ward off right. Going into roll back, you continue to extend and then to bend in. And then as you turn, remember here, as you turn, you're continuing to bend in so you can extend out, bend in, extend out, on. Going to G, you're bending in, on. Bending in, still bending in, extending out. Bending in as you step and extend out into shoulder. And then needle, extend, bend, bend, extend. Elbow, rising to base level, bend, extend. Ryu, split, bend, extend. And then you're bending all the way back to here, ready to go back into ward off right. Okay. And okay. So I'll go one more time going this direction so that you can see it from the other side, which maybe that'll be helpful. I won't take pauses this time, but I'll keep talking. So begin Taiji. Bend, extend, bend, extend, bend. Extend, bend, bend, extend, bend, extend, bend, bend, extend, bend, bend, extend, bend, nope, extend, bend, bend, extend, bend, extend, bend, extend, bend, extend, extend, bend, bend, extend, bend, extend, bend, extend, bend, extend, bend, no, extend, bend, 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 extend, 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 bend, extend, bend, extend. Boom. So, I hope that's helpful. It will be more helpful when we can be in person. But there we go, a little something extra. And Dave, I hope things are going okay for you out there. That's a difficult moment in everyone's life. So, everyone, take care, stay well. See you next time.